And she responded that she got a better offer. I was giving her what she wanted, 150, and she got a better offer at 152, 500, and they were willing to put down 5,000 earnest money. So I just got that text message. I haven't responded, but you know,
Sometimes it's better off not to respond right away and let a day go by. But if they're just
yeah,
hustling you, otherwise, you could lose it. It's your gut feeling. You know how you've been, communicating with these people. So it is what it
yeah.
is.
The
Very
good
good.
thing
We
is,
got
yeah, I've been getting my hustle on, so I got other things in the pipeline. So
that's
if it
good.
happens, it happens.
Very
Yeah.
good. Very good. We got Mag on the line tonight. We got Jason on the line. Hervek. What's this? Mini golf?
Larry from Illinois.
What's happening, Larry? We haven't seen you in a while. At least I haven't. What are you doing, man? Hello, Larry.
You
Your
got
lips
you,
are moving, but
you,
we don't. I don't read lips. You got to turn the sound on. Huh? The
I think
sound.
there you
Not
go.
much, Steve.
There he is.
Hey, I just plodding along yet.
There you go. All right. Keep on. Keep. Very good. So, anyways, all
Nice.
right. So, who's got something to chat about here tonight? Hervik, you didn't have anything?
Um,
I got,
let's Mag, go for it, Mag.
I don't know if Mag
nah,
has something. We didn't get to him yet. He's still busy with his baby there.
nice, Steve. No, I think it's for Justin or for you, Steve. But I guess the question is, how do we create notes? And do we have like an example? And how to break it down with notes? Like, let's say, I know Justin was talking about lease on the lease option. Sometimes, if the person doesn't have the whole down payment,
So,
how do
why
we
would
go
you?
about that?
Is that the reason why you create a note?
Well, no. The reason why I'm asking is because I ran into a situation where the guy he doesn't have the whole the whole money, right, to come with. So can we create terms on the note, and how do we
You can
create the
do
note?
anything you want. You're the lender. But when I do this, as often as I do, I get a judgment note, a confession of judgment. So do not pass go. I just turn it into the courts and I garnish the guy's wages if he's in the right state. Or garnish assets. I don't want to have to go and get a judgment and all that. Hire an attorney. No bullshit. So you get a judgment note. Hervek, it's in the list of goodies with Mr. Ionati. You should use that in your toolbox if you're writing any kind of notes to anybody. All right. So and listen, no hard feelings. I'll take you. No, I'll take it. But you got to guarantee this. No, oh yeah, I guarantee it. Well, good. You're going to sign a judgment. No, a confession of judgment that's going to tell me if you don't pay, I pay. I don't. We don't pass go. We go right to the court. So I don't have to hire anybody. You already confessed to the judgment. As far as structuring the note, yeah, structure it so it makes sense. Don't go out for a real long time. Charge them interest, but whether you collect it or not, it's up to you. You could say if you pay me by within 60 days, I'll forgive the interest. Otherwise, interest will accrue at 12% or 14%, whatever. Don't be too crazy because they won't pay you at all. You got it, Mag?
No, yeah, I got it. Thanks. Have you created yourself, Steve, some notes
Have I done them? I've done thousands of them.
all the time?
Yeah, well, all a note is you use notes every day. Reach in your pocket and take out a $5 or $10 bill. What does it say across it? It says Federal Reserve note, paid to the order of. You're using notes every day of the week. You cut somebody a check, that's a note. That's all it is. But inside these notes, you're going to put the terms, and you're going to actually offer the person terms, so that they'll pay you back. It's simple. It's not a big deal.
Gotcha.
Yep. What do you need? What do you need it for? How you doing with your Jersey deal there?
Oh, it's coming along, man. It's coming along.
Man, oh man, your wife's gonna have another kid before all this is done. Holy good God. You're gonna need a bunch of these houses.
Oh, not another kid, huh?
Not right now, man. I'm still trying to figure out how to sleep. So
How to sleep? One eye open and one eye closed, pal.
Yeah.
How old's the baby now?
6 months.
Oh, jeez, they're already a terrorist already. 6 months.
Yeah, he's
You got a
practically
boy or a
grown
girl?
up.
It's a boy. It's a boy.
Oh yeah, Mag Jr.
The legacy continues, baby.
Yeah,
Woo!
my daughter's having a baby in 3 months. A boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there we go.
Yep.
Another Steve D.
No. This kid's gonna be. My daughter's a lot like me, but she's married to a guy who's a good guy, but he's not like me. So this kid's I was into sports many years ago, but they already got this kid's room already decked up. It's got the Yankees and the Giants and all the rest of this. So I mean, whatever. My daughter's an avid sports fan, always has been.
Wow.
So yeah,
Great.
die hard. I mean, serious die hard. So
Yeah.
my son-in-law goes to the baseball games and the football games, I think, just to fight. I don't know. He's a big guy. So anyways, he usually comes home, so that's a good point. Anyways, Jason's online tonight. Hey, Jason, how's it going, man?
Hey.
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 How's the move?
What's up, Raj? Hey, Steve.
Hey, buddy, how's the move going?
Good, man. Good. I got her settled in, and I'm ready to get going on some of my stuff now. We're headed down to Florida on Monday. I think I told you that last week.
Yep, but they didn't close it yet, so it's all good.
Good.
You know, I drive down from New York. I think Delaware is closed half the times I want to go into it. I don't know. You sneeze and you drive through Delaware. So it's closed tonight. It's too dark. What?
Cross that you cross it's a long waterway, right? Across the Delaware River.
Yeah. It's not that big a deal. I
haven't
got a
been out
blowout
there.
on it a few years ago.
Okay.
It's a fun trip. It's
Have
just
you
a
ever-
long trip.
Hey, have you ever been on that one? So I live here in Virginia Beach, and if you leave Virginia Beach and you head up toward Maryland, there's a bridge that goes across Chesapeake Bay. It's 20 miles long. It's called the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, CBBT.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Like the bridges in the tunnels over in China, for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's from the time you leave land, from the time you leave the mainland and hit mainland again, it's about 22 miles.
Jeez.
Wow.
Wow. You're just looking at
Wow.
nothing but bay all around you.
Is that the longest bridge now in this continent?
It's got to be up there. I'm not sure if it's.
I mean, I think it was used to be Mackinac Bridge, or maybe over Lake Pontchartrain. I'm not sure. I think one of those two were the longest. I wonder. You might have them beat now.
Yeah, it's pretty. It blew my mind first time I drove across it. You just out there in the middle. You have nothing but bay all around you for a good 15 to 20 minutes.
Wow. Wow. Sounds good. So you driving down next week?
We're flying down next week, and then I'm driving back down here probably around the first week of March.
Mhm.
Just
Where you staying down there?
don't know yet. I usually stay. I've got a pretty good deal. I get points and stuff with Holiday Inn, so I'll usually stay at. There's one there in Melbourne that I like. It's it works. It's close to everything.
There's no shortage of hotels in Florida. I can tell you that right now. So no shortage. You come down here to Orlando. Oh my God, they're building. I swear they're building one on top of the other. It's incredible. It's incredible. I don't know, but it's nuts. Anybody upset by the way this fella Hervik is cleaned up and he's got his posture picture on there? He's dressed in a suit.
He's
Look at
going
this guy,
all.
man.
He's going all business pro.
Looks like he's going to see his parole officer or something. I don't know.
Is that what it is?
Sharp. He looks
I don't
sharp.
know. Must be.
Dude, I know.
He's a straight shooter. He's doing well.
Folks out there watching us that aren't in here can't see him, but it's a real dapper picture. I mean, right?
Yes, it is.
We got anybody on Facebook tonight?
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure we have some folks, watching out there. We have somebody on Facebook. We have 3 on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, everyone. All of you out there.
Hey,
Thank you.
listen, what do you guys want to talk about tonight? We talk about deals usually. I'll talk to you about any damn thing. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to know, can you tell us the process for putting a property that you own in a land trust?
I'm not an expert on that.
Okay.
You got the wrong guy.
How come nobody's an expert in this?
Well, there are plenty of people out there that are experts on it.
Ronald Grand is.
There's guys that teach these. Of course, there's always gurus out there that teach these land trusts. I don't think there's very much of it. You get an approved. Make sure you get an attorney approved land trust that you're going to use, right? Then fill in the blanks and you're done. I mean, it isn't that big a deal. I don't think the ones that I've done, I've always done through attorneys. But I've shown up with my documents and go, here you go. If you got to change something on there, tell me what you're doing. And 9 times out of 10, they don't really change anything. So, but I haven't done a lot of them in like the last couple of years.
What is a land trust? I'm not even familiar with that. I've heard it, but I have no idea what it is.
It's a document that is, how can I put this? People use trusts for all kinds of reasons.
Asset protection.
A lot of it is anonymity, because once if you're in Florida, let's just say, and the person that holds the trust is the trustee of the trust. So if you go to register, you buy a house and you go down and they're cutting the deed and it's all recorded. It can be the 1, 2, 3, I'm missing my mustache, land trust or trust or whatever, slash,
Where'd you come up with that?
ABC Smith as trustee.
Missing my mustache.
Hey, I see it there.
What's
It's
that?
still, I see it.
Still there.
I see it. You're not missing it anymore. It's there.
Oh, I grew it back. I'm starting to
It's
get back
there.
there, man. Starting to get back. My son belted me in the freaking in the bathroom. We opened the door and I had to shave it. I go, oh, that was that. So I shaved the whole damn thing off. And I haven't been without a mustache since the last 40 years.
Wow.
So yeah,
Man.
but it's growing back. My wife hates it. Makes you look old. I don't give a shit. I'm just used to looking at it. I'll get my little black.
Looking good, Steve.
There
It makes
go.
you look
There
like
go.
a cop.
Thank you very much. Well, that explains something. All right.
I'm just messing with you.
So, you know,
sorry,
you
go
guys
ahead.
want to talk about something? I just went through a weekend. All right. I did a 3-day training, if you want to call it, I suppose. It was a long-term seminar with Vina Cox and Bill Cook. And these people are insanely smart. And they talk all about trusts, and they talk about, well, they kind of scatter around with trust. Their thing is more or less buying with subject to, with your own creating the financing. We're talking about buying your own selective financing with the seller. They talk about all kinds of great things, options. And in the audience was the king of options, if you call it, Mr. Fortunato, right? And he's there, and every time, I don't want to say every time, but he would add something every once in a while, golden nuggets, So he says, options are such a great tool to use. And he says, and 99% of the people out there don't know how to use them. He says, I'll give you an example. He says, 15 years ago, or thereabouts, whatever, he did an option on a house. I think he said it was in somewhere up in Orlando. He went by this house. He was walking on the street, and he likes walking neighborhoods. And nice neighborhood. And this one house needed a roof. So he says, so he knocked on the door. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. It turns out the house needed a roof. The family didn't have the money to go ahead and put the roof on the house. They just didn't have the money. They didn't want to put it up for sale. They didn't want to move, and he couldn't borrow any more money, or his credit wasn't all the greatest. So he said to them, would you mind how about I put the roof on your house? And he said to me that he said that they probably like to stay there at the house up until the youngest child graduates from high school, which was about 8 years, right? So what he did was he goes, how about, I think what you want to call it, a roof on this house, pick a number, $4,000, $5,000. Let's say it's $5,000. He says, how about I call my contractor and I put a roof on this house and you give me an option to buy this house for the value of the house then was like $140,000. So he's going to invest $4,000 or $5,000 rather for the right to buy this house in 9 years for that $140,000. He says, look at your return on investment. Think about it a minute. He says, what's that house going to be worth in 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 years, right? So he says he did a bunch of them, right? And he says, I had some stuff I bought in 2004, 2003, 2005. I was the smartest guy in town, but I only had some of them, I only had 2 or 3 years to turn them around. So he says the bottom fell out of the market. So I guess I wasn't so smart on this dozen, but this dozen I did really well with. He says people don't use options the way that they should be. So think about that for a second. All right. You're driving past somebody's house and the house needs windows or needs work or something or whatever. And, I'll tell you what, you don't want to sell it. Well, how can I help you here? Use the words, how can I help you? Right. Well, unless you want to pay for my roof or pay for my windows, I don't know what else you could do. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. How long you want to stay at this house? Well, what do you mean? If I agreed to change the windows in this house, and let's say we cap it at, I don't know, $4,000, would you be willing to give me an option to buy your property? And this is how an option works. And he explains it. And he says, this house is, how much do you think this house is worth? Oh, it's worth $150,000. Fine. So give me, you say you want to be out of here in about 5 years. So give me any time over the 5th year or between 5 and 10 years in that span. I can buy this house for $150,000 and I'll change all your windows in your house. Call my contractor or you call yours and I'll pay him. I don't give a darn. So he says, it's just a matter of we're gonna lock the amount of money I'm gonna pay on it. Now, it's not a loan. You're not charging interest, all right? You're going to go down and record what they call a performance mortgage down at the courthouse or the county seat, a performance mortgage. So now this is locked in. So now nobody else is going to go around you and sell it. And if they do, the title company is going to get taken for a ride because they're going to be out a lot of money, So look at this house. Let's say it only appreciates 5% over 5 years. It's $150,000. Now that's compounded 5, then the balance, and another 5, then the balance. You figure it out. He's got to be making 50. I don't know what it is, but 50, 75 grand in equity for his $5,000 or $4,000 expenditure. What a great thing to put in an IRA. What a great thing to put in a Roth IRA where you don't pay any profit on it. It's all tax-free. And you have the Roth or your IRA own that transaction. How's that sound? This guy does some wild stuff, man. I mean, really wild stuff. When I went to see Fortunato, he had a 2-day seminar going on, and this was probably at least about 5 years ago over in Tampa. And it started on Saturday morning. And I'm sitting next to 2 guys that run a hedge fund out of New Jersey. And we're all the way in the back of the room, and we're talking. By noontime, these guys got up and left. I thought they were just going to go out for lunch. Guy goes, no, we're leaving. We're done. We've heard enough of this. There was still a day and a half to go. I stayed for the whole thing. but it was like trying to drink water from a fire hose. I got some of it, but there's no way I was going to get all of it, you know. And I still got his books and his notebook and the plan and all, and I go through it every once in a while. But this guy is the master of putting deals together. The master of putting deals together. He can make chicken soup out of chicken shit. So if you ever get a chance to go and sit down, he's getting older now, but if you ever get a chance to even go on the internet and download and watch some of his videos, you know, Mr. Fortunato, he's the fellow you want to watch, and he's out of Tampa
Peter,
somewhere. St.
right?
Peter Fortunato. I think he's out of Tampa or somewheres around there. The most knowledgeable guy, I think, for putting deals together and options and all that in the real estate business today. And there were 4 or 5 guys that they all hung out together, and they were the guys that basically they really created and changed an industry with the things that they came up with. And they didn't pride themselves on being the first guys to do this or the first guys to do that, because honestly, like somebody said yesterday, they've been doing this shit since the Roman era. Wow, really? Because, oh yeah, since the Roman days they've been doing this. So the people that screwed it all up were the bankers, but whatever. So options are such a powerful tool to use. You know, somebody needs work on a house, somebody's not quite ready to sell, you know, so buy an option. I do it on commercial properties and businesses all the time. I use options. All right. So, and I'm not tying up a lot of money because they never think it's going to come through to fruition. I do my homework before I even offer them a dime or even think about putting it together. But when I put my signature on a document, that deal is going to sell at least 75% of the time, you know. Mag has his hand up. Yes.
No. Can you give us an example in how you use the option on a commercial building or whatever for the last deal that you did?
You mean just a building or a business?
No, a business.
No, yeah. That's going to be. We're not doing that on here. That's too involved. We're not doing that on here.
Come on, Steve.
No, babe. That would take. If I could give you ideas and things to put together, and you're gonna hurt people. That's the way it goes. So no, that's not something we're gonna teach on this. Bring me a deal. We're just supposed to be bringing deals to the table. You know, I'll tell you quickly. A general idea, a general thing that we do in business. Here it comes. All right, I'll do this very generally. All right. You guys know, I talked to you back in, when the hell was it? The end of the summer last year. All right. I did 2 of these deals. One was on a funeral home. I've never owned a funeral home. All right. So I did it. I got a contact from one fellow that he knew somebody that I had helped out. And the main proprietor of this funeral home business passed away. And now the place is just sitting there. And they don't want to just sell it because the guy built up a business for many years. So what I did was I took another fellow who came to me through a contractor that I used who happened to be an investor, whatever. So, and he put this thing together, and he made money, I made money, and we were happily ever after. And I did something which today it still baffles me. It was on a big auto wrecking yard in Florida. And this fellow had a transportation business, an auto wrecking yard, a body shop, a used car lot, a car auction. And he had 2 empty houses one empty house. What was the other one? It was like a management type building. Anyway, the whole shebang. And he had this place up for sale for 9 years. He calls me, what can you do for me? Well, it took about 3 months to put it all together, had to inventory everything that was there. I brought down another fellow that I knew it comes out. He was looking for a place to park some money and go into this type of business. He came out of up north, put it all together. And they basically, both guys that were the buyer and the seller, just paid me to go away. And that was fine with me. And everybody was amicable. Matter of fact, I talked to one of them about 2 weeks ago when I first got down here to Florida. Then they're very nice guys. You know, they had, it was just easier for them and easier for the attorneys to work everything out directly rather than have me in the middle. And I understood that. So, but I got a 6-figure deal. I got a 6-figure assignment on that thing. So that was a good deal. And, but you know, to me, you really got to dot the I's and cross the T's, and you can't go after every single type of business because then you can't do this with all of them. What you can do this with usually are businesses that are not so labor intensive. This auto wrecking yard was labor intensive. This guy had people working all over the frickin' place, right? But because the fellow that was coming into the business on the buy side knew everything there is to know about this business and some. So he knew what he was getting into. A lot of people that want to go into an industry or go out and buy something. Let's say it's a pizza store or something. So Tony's Pizza's got his place up for sale, and it's been up for sale for a while, and he can't get enough down payment out of somebody. Here comes Ira, if you know what I'm talking about. He's going to change the name to Ira's Pizza. And Ira comes along, knows everything there is to know about pizza. He thinks he's going to buy it. He's not going to, but he doesn't want to put all the money down. He can't get financing. So either our guy is going to sell or finance it and play with leases and all the rest of that shit, or he does a deal with me and I put the whole package together and do a lease. And the guy leases everything except for the consumables. You know, the pizza dough, the tomato sauce, that kind of thing. So it was it's involved. The crazier the business is, the more you can do this on any business, but the crazier it is, the more of a think tank you got to run, you know. So I haven't done them on businesses where you come in the door and you've got 4-inch thick financial statements and all. No, I'm not into that. But what I look at is here's what you got. You can see what you got. You know what the asset is. Are you interested? You are. Then we take it to the next step. But that's what I do with that. I hear crickets.
Good. No, I'm actually thinking about now. What about laundromat business?
I was a landlord in a laundromat business with that. What was the name of those things? It's too labor intensive. There's easier ways to make money. There really is. Come down here to Florida. You can stand on 192 as a bum, walk back and forth with a sign. I'm homeless. People throw money at you. You got to do it in these vacation areas. Unbelievable. It's a business down here. It really is. It's a business. You follow the guy when he leaves. He walks over to Walmart and he gets in a brand new Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's homeless. God, jeepers. It's just whatever.
Wow.
Meg,
Wow.
you just finishing. I think it's your first deal, right? Or you're in the middle of your first deal, right?
Middle, yeah.
Okay, and you're working, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you got how many children you got now?
Well, my first one.
Okay, listen.
It's my first option.
Your first option? No, it's not an option, pal. The option's over. The option's over, pal. You took delivery. The option's over. Hey, listen. Keep life simple. You don't need to gamble right now with your family's, money. You don't do that. Just keep life simple. Get a couple of these wholesale deals done. Get some of these. When the wheel starts turning, you're gonna know. But don't. Most entrepreneurs get bored really quickly, and that was one of my problems. All right, I get things going and going and going and going. Now all of a sudden, I'm losing interest because I want another challenge to go do. So you got to be careful. You got to keep your eye on the ball.
You know why, Steve?
Yeah. Well,
mastering is boring.
You don't know
that sounds like some Confucius stuff right there.
You should be the best at whatever you choose to do. If you're a dishwasher, you're the best dishwasher there is in town. All right. If you're going to be the home buyer for South Jersey, you're going to be the best home buyer that anybody can see. And you're going to build almost a brand around it so that you're the guy when somebody thinks about going to sell a house, you're the guy. if you're gonna hop out of this and now I'm gonna go do businesses, then I'm gonna go open a laundromat. You just, excuse my French, you're jerking off. Tell it like it is. Don't bother. And especially with these, oh God.
There's no ladies here. Today is boys' night out.
We don't know who's online, but these damn laundromats. I had one. I didn't operate one, but I had one as a landlord. It was a nightmare. Absolute freaking nightmare. People throw rats and all kinds of shit in these damn things when just don't do it. Oh, don't do it. What people do to your equipment, and what people are washing it, they bring in the old towels full of transmission fluid and motor oil and freaking the cesspool shit, and they're throwing the stuff inside your machines and they're washing. That's what you want? I don't want that. Yeah, Wasco Mat, that was the name of it. Wasco Mat years ago. I don't know if they're still in business. Who knows?
What, Steve, since you know about business, what about liquor store?
What are you gonna do with that? You're limiting your income by the amount of bottles of liquor you can sell. You're limiting your income by how many people can come into your washing machine and come in and do your washer and dry and all that stuff. Why go into a business that's so labor intensive? You got to chain yourself to the door in retail. You're dealing with the public. Listen, the most expensive commodity, the most expensive thing someone's going to buy usually is a house. The second most expensive thing they buy is a car, right? Now, I was in the automobile business for 40 years plus, right? And I decided to get into the finance side of the automobile business because one way or the other, some people need money to go and buy. And if you didn't need the money to go and buy, I'd throw you out and I'd go someplace else because I made all my money financing the cars and packing the cars that we're making and doing it that way. So when that business went down the hill, I just went into the home business, and all I'm doing is putting another zero or so on the end of the checks. It's the same business. The only thing is, it's too damn slow for me. You stand here and you can watch the grass grow by the time you get another deal. That's the thing that drives me nuts, but it is what it is. But stick with a business where if this isn't for you doing real estate and chasing around and doing all the cold calling, you know what? Maybe get somebody, you joint venture with somebody and let them do that. And maybe your job is to bring in private money. Or maybe your job is to go drive in neighborhoods and just find abandoned houses or God knows whatever. Do what you're good at. And maybe look for somebody as a venture partner that's already got experience doing all this stuff and bring them in as a junior partner or whatever it is, joint venture, and do it that way. Partners should accent what you don't want to do and should have experience. Don't put two guys together in a joint venture that are starting from scratch, that don't know a hell of beans about anything. So, see, when you get older, you get a little bit wiser because you get a little bit more, experience, and you just know. Stay away from businesses that are gonna bleed your hours dry. All right, liquor stores.
That's why I listen to you and to Larry and to Justin.
Liquor stores, dry cleaners. You got to be open during the times when everybody else is home and enjoying themselves, and you're going to be chained to this thing with a locker around your neck. Don't do it. When you go into the real estate business, you make your own hours. You can still have a 9-to-5 job or whatever else that you're doing, and fill it up with this. Go out and do options. If you're going to do it 3 hours a day, or 1 hour a day, and maybe half the day on Saturday and half a day on Sunday, go line up options. Forget about buying shit. Just line up options. Give me an option to buy your house. And then and just put them on a roll, stick them in a CRM, and let them go and let them market them. You don't even have to be that involved. My CRM is what I use, REI Black Book. That damn thing does almost everything. I could put you in
how can I put an option on a pre-foreclosure house?
It's too involved for you getting started. It's too involved. If you're looking at a pre-foreclosure, the only way you're getting around it is to cure the foreclosure or bring somebody in that's going to clean it out and pay it off. And it's possible. Go get an option on it. You got nothing to lose. You can whether the house is in pre-foreclosure or not. Are you going to be successful with it? I don't know. You got to ask all the right questions. But listen, just go do it.
So you recommend that we get
25 homes this weekend. Let's just say, for argument's sake, 25 homes this weekend that are all in pre-foreclosure, and you've got them all under option to buy them. You're going to make money somewhere along the line. The old saying, you're throwing up shit against the wall, something's going to stick. You're going to make money somewhere along the line. This whole real estate business, man, is a numbers game. The more traffic, the more business, the more you make your phone ring, the more deals, the more options you write, the more contracts or offers that you make, the more traction you're going to have, the more money you're going to make. But you just can't do it completely haphazardly. Mag, keep your eye on the ball. You're here to learn about options. Stick with the options on single family real estate or duplexes. That's the easiest money going. Easiest money going. You got it? Now he's zoned out. The baby.
I got you.
There it is.
I got you. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Steve.
Man.
You know that. I'm gonna buy you lunch one of these days, Steve. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's gonna be PP and J. Until you start making some money, don't worry. Don't worry about it. We're all good. All right. But do that, man. Just do that. Oh, let's go crazy one weekend and just go out looking at all the homes that are for sale by owner. And if you want to really keep everybody happy, if you want to, don't give them an exclusive. Tell them, listen, if you sell it, you sell it. Give me an option. Give me a right to just buy it for this amount of money. And who knows? You might talk to them again. You may never talk to them again. Who knows? But I like exclusives because it gives me a shot at getting something done. I'm not wasting my time. Jason's got his own deal. I don't know if he does exclusives or not. It's been a while since I talked to Jason about the options, but it is what it is. What else, Mag?
That's all I got. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
No problem, man. What's going on, Larry? Wait, anything good going on, man? Turn off your microphone. Turn on your microphone, brother.
I sent you an email, Mag, too, by the way.
Larry, got anything going on? I guess we're just hanging in there tonight. That's cool. That's all good. All right, we spoke with Harvick. Jason's the man. What do you got going on, Justin? What's happening?
Well, I was wanting to know about land trusts, man. But
what do you want to know about land trusts?
Well, if I put my personal residence in a land trust, here's what I was informed, that I would want to open up a Wyoming or some type of LLC in somewhere, and then I'm going to make the trust that's the trustee of the trust, and then we'll have
no, you make them the beneficiary.
A second entity. Yeah, a second entity that enters into a mortgage position that eats up all the equity in the house.
What are you worried about?
That's an offshore deal. And I'm like, what the fuck? I just want a fucking normal fucking.
That's right now your house is probably in your name and your wife's name, I guess, right?
Yeah, just personal stuff. Yeah.
You got plenty of life. You got plenty of homeowners insurance.
Yeah.
So what are you worried about?
Well, I just want to be thorough here,
So have somebody write a mortgage against the house, pay the tax, and write a mortgage against the house for $500,000.
Yeah, but I don't trust nobody like that,
Well, listen, you can have somebody write it, and then they just turn around and give you a release, and you hold on to it.
At the same time.
Yeah,
That makes a lot of sense.
I've done it on 3 properties.
Wow. And there's nothing to get because we have a first position mortgage holder that's actually just kind of in my hip pocket here, right?
If you got a mortgage on your house, look at how much equity you got, and you got to say if you get involved in a lawsuit or divorce, God forbid, or whatever, so you forget divorce, scratch that one off. Listen, I can tell you how to hide it so nobody will find it.
Well, I mean,
I
I
told
don't
you
know.
about that attorney
like,
down here in Florida. He hides the stuff on the inside the Indian Nation.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would definitely do it, huh?
Well, they're doing it with skyscrapers in Manhattan. 50, 200, 300 million dollar skyscrapers and stuff.
Yeah.
Billion-dollar skyscrapers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the only way to get a hold of assets that are held inside the Indian Nation, you got to hire an attorney in the Indian Nation. You got to go before a judge in the Indian Nation, and you've already established your LLC or whatever you're doing inside the Indian Nation. Who are they going to be? Who are they going to be partial to? Hervik knows about this.
It's got to be the same tribe. It's got to be the same tribe. And how many?
Yeah.
There's like hundreds of tribes. I don't know how many.
I have no idea.
So it's like offshoring, but like inshoring.
It's better because it's in the United States,
Yeah.
but they're considered like an independent state or an independent country or some damn thing. So they don't have to recognize subpoenas and all the rest of that crap. So it's pretty cool. If you really want to bury something, you're worried about somebody coming after you.
Oh,
I think to get in this guy's shit, how much was it, Hervik? For $3,500, something like that? I think it was something like that, $3,500. Now, if you got a lot of assets, you form holding companies and you put the holding company inside this Indian Nation deal, and that would make sense. If it's just a single family house, unless, buddy, you got something really bad coming down the pike, don't do it.
no.
You can put it in a trust, and the trust is basically for anonymity or for your quote retirement.
Well, sure.
Probate down the road,
avoidance. Yeah.
planning, retirement planning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Well, I ain't planning on dying. I ain't planning on any bad shit happening either. But I also, at the same time, don't want to be like, damn, I wish I put that house in a trust.
So put it in a trust.
So that's why I'm thinking doing it. That's all.
You got a local RIA there?
And I've just gotten all kinds of different variations on how to accomplish this shit. And it's just really whack some of it.
Have you got a local RIA there where you are?
Yeah, well, sure. Yeah.
So talk to the attorneys at the local RIA about trusts.
Yeah, you're right.
Understand?
Solution.
Attorneys don't make money on trusts.
But I was like also thinking there's got to be a way to not spend $5,000 at an attorney's office to do it.
So there's guys out there they'll write you a trust, and it'll be for your estate.
Right.
There's a couple of guys out there that do it.
All right. So what got me thinking is in Missouri, they have a $15,000 homestead protection. $15,000.
Wow.
So in other words, if somebody wanted to sue you and they won for some reason, any reason, and they wanted to attach your property and they could, well, you're fucked up till the last $15,000, and that's it.
So you'd be living in a trailer down by the river. Yeah.
Well, or in a van, because you can't even get a trailer for $15,000.
Well, New York is worse. You can't homestead anything in New York. How's that?
Well, I know there's a lot of states, well, it's 3, I think, that don't have any protection whatsoever. And so I was like, well, maybe it makes sense for me to be smarter about this area. And so that's why I'm looking into it. And then honestly, I asked my dad, and he's old, he's older than me, obviously. most of the time your dad is. And he was like, son, I've been wanting to do that too. And he was like, if you find out how, let me know. And I was thinking, well, so now I'm kind of on a mission. I'm on a mission for myself, but now for Pop, and just wanted to figure out what's the easiest way for him. And
there's a fellow that's in the Carolinas that Mitch Stevens is really friends with. And the guy's been around a really long time. He's one of the good old boys, and he's got a bunch of I can't remember his name. He's got a bunch of videos on YouTube. All right. So if you go on YouTube and you type in real estate investment trust and see what you come up with, all right.
Yeah.
You're going to see this guy's name on there. You know.
Well, I'm going to research it out. Yeah. I'll definitely figure out where to go, because it can't be that complicated. And I'm surprised at how little information there is on Google about how to accomplish this.
Because most of these things are most documents you're going to look that are real estate related are written up by law firms, attorneys. They don't make any money on these things. Most of these trusts are 2-3 pages long, and you can reuse them and reuse them and reuse them, whatever. They don't make any money with them. Once you do this, you got to make sure that your title insurance on your house is going to be able to carry over. If you're going to start that, I don't know. I never got that involved with it. All right. But I've heard issues where out in some states, when you walk in the door, they want a copy of your trust. No, I'm not giving you a copy of the trust. The trustee signs everything, you know. But what was that guy's name? It was a simple name.
Well, it seems to me like if I want to live in the house, I'd be the beneficiary. So I'm not sure, you know, how all that needs to be, you know, because like I said, I have very few people in my life I trust.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in putting anybody else in any positions where they could jank my house out from under me or something.
Yeah.
You know? So
hold on a second.
That's just the reality of it. So I'm been kind of trying to figure it out, think it through, ask around. I thought I'd bring it up tonight too and see what you guys. I've picked up a couple good pointers from you tonight on it too. So I appreciate that, Coach Steve.
I'm gonna find this guy on here.
Hey, why are you looking into that?
Well, wouldn't it be a land trust? I mean, because that's really what I'm looking
you can
for.
call it that too. It's probably even closer. Yeah,
you know, because that's the thing is
they're going to start showing me REITs and stuff, and I don't need that. I don't need REITs. See this fellow here, using
the guy with the goggles,
Clint Coons. He's very, very well. He's a pretty astute guy.
Clint Coons.
All right, he's got a whole bunch of videos on here. You should probably go on there and look at. No. Hold on. I'm looking for my old boy on here. I don't see him. He's can you guys see the screen? My screen?
Yeah, we
can. Here right now.
Yeah, we're
okay.
all about that.
Not Randy Hughes. No. Oh, what's this guy's name? Damn it. It's on the tip of my tongue. This guy, Randy Hughes. Here he is. Lou Brown.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Lou Brown.
Lou Brown. Yep.
Lou Brown and Clint Coons. Okay.
Yep. Use one of those guys.
Lou Brown.
All right. So your screen should stop. Clint Coons, I know is big with investments. He might be. I'm not going to say he's more up to date than Lou Brown. Lou Brown, I know, was doing stuff state by state. I believe he's good friends with Mitch, and I know Mitch is he's been using Lou's stuff for probably 20, 30 years. So and maybe more. I don't know. So, but check them out. You give them a call. You know.
I'll definitely do that. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Now you shouldn't when you go and you drop this, unless you're changing around the names and everything like that. So you and your wife, I imagine, would be the beneficial interest. And I've seen people that go ahead and they put somebody else's name in there as the trustee, because now you're taking your house out of being a piece of real estate and you're making it personal property. So now you go ahead and the person you're going to name, you got to really trust.
That's what I'm saying.
Be your trustee.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen to me. Hang on. Listen to me. listen to me. You hang on, right? As soon as you close it, the trustee vacates the premise, vacates the spot. So now you're basically, in there and you're running your own show. But you got to talk to these people that run this thing, and they'll tell you how to do it legitimately, and they'll tell you, whatever.
Gotcha.
Got
Thank
it.
you.
Got it. That's what I would do. I call one of those guys.
Sounds
All
good.
So,
Sounds good.
Yep. All right, boys. You get any more conversation this week on condos? No, right?
I didn't have any feedback
All
like in that direction.
All right, because I got somebody that's an expert on condos, but I'm not going to bring her in unless
Right.
you got some people that are really interested. Otherwise, I don't want to waste the time. So I might
understand.
go in that direction. I don't know if this market keeps going as crazy as it is going. There's still lots and lots of people out there that have these condos that maybe they're not in the best of shape, and maybe they're, they can't get financing or God knows whatever. And a lot of people vacation, and that's what they use the condos for. And they, listen, it's time to get out, so who knows? Who knows? I might take another second shot at that. See how things go over the next few weeks down here in Florida.
Why don't you go for apartment buildings, Steve?
No.
Get like 100 doors.
Been there, done that. I didn't do it on 100 doors. I think the biggest one I did was I was a 1/3 partner on, I think it was 10 or 12 doors. And after I was in it for 3 months, hey, you want to see the marks on my wrists? Let's see. I got some. You gotta be kidding. No, it's not for me. The only thing I found out was, to me, it was 10 times the burden than it was a single family. I can deal with lots of single family houses. You bring in professionals and they manage the property, and you go off and you buy another one. So, I mean, and they cry, oh, well, if this guy doesn't pay, what are you going to do? I got 20, 30, 40, 50 more just like it. They're going to make the damn payment. Where's the argument here? Oh, well, you got multiples you're going to sell it by. It depends on the market. I've got millions in equity here right now in Southwest Florida, just on homes that I bought 12 years ago. You bought when there was blood in the streets. I can't believe what they're telling me these properties are worth. I mean, it's obscene. It really is obscene. So, but it is what it is. And Hervek knows what I'm talking about, man. So
I'm listening.
You going up to Atlanta? When are you going to Atlanta? Over the weekend?
Yeah, I might fly up there Thursday. The closing is Friday, and then I'll just fly back Saturday.
Why don't you hang out up there for the weekend? See if you can do some business.
Nah, I could, but I don't like, I got 2 dogs. I don't like leaving them with my mom for too long. I don't like to leave the burden
that's
on
sweet.
her.
He's a good dog daddy,
I try to be.
I went down
That's
to
one of the
them.
reasons. It's Super Bowl weekend also, I would like to watch it up there, but I just want to get back into the mix of things on Monday.
I
So
get
I'd
down
rather
to one of my houses down here in Florida, and I knock on the door and I hear this doesn't sound like a normal dog. This thing sounds like a lion, right? And it runs into the doorway. Boom, boom. Right on. All right, I'm out of here. I go back a couple hours later, and there's the young lady that I rented the house to. I go, you can't have dogs in the house. Oh, I'm just babysitting the dog. It's a little dog. Little dog. This thing is like a 350-pound Rottweiler, right? Oh my God. So, oh my God. I go, well, you're just babysitting it now. You got 10 days to get out. I don't know, whatever, lady. We've been here before. I lost my insurance on all my houses down there because of this one house that people keep putting dogs in. I don't know why. And all my leases say no dogs, no nothing. What are you gonna do? The way it goes.
Why do you lose your insurance because of that?
Well, because the insurance policies all state no pets.
Gotcha.
And they come and they hire these outside guys. They claim they're not adjusters. They're just like private investigators or something. They knock on the door and they must, I don't know if they videotape it or something, but They know there's a dog in the house when they knock on the door to do the inspection. Next thing you know, I got 15 days to replace my policy. That's it. So man, it costs, I don't want to tell you what I'm paying for insurance. It's obscene down here. I sold one house off that I never should have sold this past spring and last spring. And the guy's insurance policy all in with much, much better insurance than I could ever buy as a landlord. His insurance was like almost a quarter what I was paying. So what are you going to do? Here's what it is. All right,
That
gents,
same
good,
house.
good luck down there and good luck in Atlanta. You say you got a closing on Friday?
Yeah, a little piece of 1.7 acre piece of land.
Yeah,
Picked it up for 30, flipping it for 40.
good for you.
Quick little,
Good for you. Beer money for the weekend. There you
there
go.
you go. Amazon money.
There you go. I don't know about Amazon money. Keep it to you. Ugh. The richest guy in the world. My God. Unreal.
I gotta get these
Anyways.
dogs. I gotta get snacks for the dogs.
There you go. Hey, how about I heard
Hey,
the other I'm not gonna talk about this thing live.
Hey, Hervey,
Okay.
why don't you do a remote closing?
I could. That is an option. I could they'll email me the docs. I could print them out, get them notarized, and send them back overnight. But I have a house up there that I Airbnb. So
Oh,
I just want to go check up on stuff. I haven't been up there for a couple months.
Gotcha.
Good idea.
Okay.
Keep your finger on the pulse. Gotta do that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all good. All right, gents. Anybody else got something to add? Anything else? Their questions, comments, dirty jokes? That's it. Justin's gonna take off his glasses. He's wrapped up.
Justin's got a dirty joke.
Anything special? Anything going on this week, Justin? We all got to know about.
A boy fell into a mud puddle. That's a dirty joke.
Son of
No,
a
man.
preacher man. That's it. That's what you get. The son
That's
of a
it.
preacher man.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, you see? Remember that guy,
Sainted
who was-
and pure.
Sinbad? Remember that big dude, Sinbad?
I love Sinbad. He's a great comedian.
He's in big trouble. He had a bad stroke
Oh,
about
did he?
2 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
That's too bad.
he was a great guy, man. I loved him.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. We're gonna unless we got anybody else with something to chat about.
Thanks, Steve.
This has been riveting.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach Steve. It's been good, though. It's been good.
Meg,
Thank you.
Hervek, Justin, Jason, Larry, all great tonight. We'll see you guys. You guys all take care. See you next week.
All righty.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good
Everybody,
night.
thank you, Steve. Thank you,
Take
Joseph.
care.
Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Have a